Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Why we are not getting the Beatles 50th anniversary box. This box set has been something a lot of Beatles fans have been talking about for the last couple of years because we saw a most beautiful, gorgeous release of Revolver a couple of years ago. Gorgeous looking set with a new stereo mix as the first disc, 2 discs of the sessions with rehearsal fragments, different mixes, different takes, 2 discs of that, and then the original mono master of Revolver, sounding even better than a 2014 master or pressing of that record. Thick booklet, gorgeous release. So a lot of Beatles fans have been asking, will we get this like this? And here's today I'm gonna be talking about why this is not gonna happen. First of all, it's not gonna happen as a 50th anniversary because they did not announce one yet, and they have announced the anthology number 4. And I think that a lot of the questions why we're not gonna get this box, or the answers to it, lie within the anthology number 4. Also, this is also to explain the title of the video. A couple of years ago I did a video with the name why we're not getting a new reissue of the 2014 mono box set by the Beatles. And today we did get one. So this video is actually also my attempt to jinx that. And here's hoping that somehow what I'm gonna be saying is in this video, I will be wrong, because I would love a Beatles Rubber Soul 50th anniversary box. But here are my answers to why it's not gonna happen. First of all, it hasn't been announced. Second, what has been announced is the anthology 4 set. And a lot of information with regards to this lies in the anthology 4 set. Because not only is that their big release, second, the 4th set and what it contains shows us something that I'm not happy to see. The 4th set has outtakes, rehearsals and stuff like that. But we see that a lot of the sessions and a lot of stuff that has been added has already been released in the other box sets belonging to the records, like Sgt. Pepper's, like Revolver, like Abbey Road, like Let It Be. So this 4th set doesn't contain a lot of new stuff. It's not like the fold is opening and there is a lot more. Second, anthology 2 only has 2 songs of the Rubber Soul sessions. So that is evidence that this might be a problematic session to take outtakes from, or make a session record from. So a couple of years ago, Giles Martin answered a question with regard to what's up next. And he said that he was thinking about combining Rubber Soul and Revolver for one session because there just wasn't enough. Well, there was enough, because in this box we do get 2 discs with Revolver outtakes. But clearly there are not that many outtakes for Rubber Soul if there are only 2 on the anthology set. Also, the Revolver sessions took about 300 hours of studio time. Rubber Soul took about 100 hours of studio time. So if Giles Martin was already wondering what to put on this one, the amount of options is 1/3 of that of the Revolver sessions. Now, Beatles fans online have been speculating, why not combine Help and Rubber Soul? And why that is also not gonna happen, the answer is pretty obvious actually. Where Rubber Soul took about 100 hours in the studio, Help took about 30 hours, so even less options, unless certain takes are spectacular, of course. But also, Help and Rubber Soul, though from the same year, I mean, these are 2 titles, combining 2 titles in one box. that's not something that would be very interesting for as a release, because these titles could make standalone releases, and if you could make single box sets or single releases, that's more momentum, more money. You pay for a title. So combining the two of them doesn't seem so likely. So this is why I guess we are not getting a Rubber Souls box set like we had with Revolver, because they're just two little studio outtakes. Now, I do think a box set would be possible, but they'd have to look at it from a different angle than they have been doing with the last box sets. But you know, I have an idea here, and I'm gonna pitch my idea here. And pitching this idea, I hope that that I'm wrong with this title. About a week ago, Bruce Springsteen released a box, the Nebraska box, and that box is just beautiful because you get the original album remastered. That's a given with a box like this. But then you get the alternative version of that album, because that was an electric band session which has never been released. So that's an interesting look in there. Then you get an entire disc with outtakes, and Springsteen, being still alive, did a live version of the entire album. So 4 discs of a new interesting look at an old record. Is a vision like this possible for Rubber Soul? Well, I've been speculating about the outtakes, and it doesn't look like the sessions have a lot of them. I've been looking into different stuff from that era, like could you make a disc with stuff like the Christmas message? The record was released late December or early December 1965. But the Christmas message is just a message. Could you do something with single edits, alternative mixes? I'm not so sure. I think that the behind the scenes look we can just forget. But here's my idea. Basically looking at an alternative take on what they've been doing. You could make a box with disc 1, the original mono mix, not the loud cut, but the original mono mix, done like they did with Revolver, and the quality of that on the Revolver box set is just stunning. I'd buy that. Then 2, the original stereo mix, though there is, you could criticize that, well, you may want to include it, you know. 3, let Giles Martin do a new stereo mix, and you already have 3 versions of the album, all coming down to the same studio material. So you gotta have a 4th disc with something interesting here. Now, hear me out. Why not include a live show? I've been looking into the Beatles live shows, and there are a lot of soundboard recordings by the Beatles in 1965. You have the August 17 Toronto Maple Leaf show, which is supposedly in stunning quality, and it is being sold. It's available to buy, so they could buy it and release it. That would be a fascinating release. You got the August 18 Atlanta show, 1965. There's a soundboard recording of that available. And of course, the Shea Stadium. Though supposedly the performance is not that good, the shouting is just horrible. But yeah, those would be options. Thing is, for a Rubber Soul box, that may be somewhat of a tough choice, because wouldn't it be more logical to link those shows to a possible Help box? If you're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary or 60th anniversary of, I've been saying 50th in this video, haven't I? So sorry, 60th anniversary. 60th anniversary box. I stand corrected here. A 60th anniversary box, then it would be more logical if the show was better linked to the Rubber Soul album, which was released on early December 1965. But around that time, there was a specific tour for that show. They played Glasgow, they played Newcastle, they played Liverpool, they played Manchester, they played Sheffield, they played Birmingham, they played London, they played Finsbury Park in Astoria, they played Cardiff, Wales. There is a tour. There was a December tour specifically around the release of Rubber Soul. And that would be brilliant. Now, the track list isn't too obvious Rubber Soul. We've got I Feel Fine, She's a Woman, If I Needed Someone, which is a Rubber Soul song. We've got Act Naturally, we got Nowhere Man, which is a Rubber Soul song. Babies in Black, Help, We Can Work It Out, Yesterday, Day Tripper, I'm Down. I'd say this is a beautiful set list for 1965. Not too specific Rubber Soul, but you know, around the time of Rubber Soul, it fits time-wise. Now, thing is, we do not know, or the idea is that there are no soundboard quality recordings of these December shows. There are, however, live recordings that they made, though not soundboard quality. Thing is, they have someone in their team who's doing a great job with artificial intelligence. Wouldn't it be a beautiful moment in time to experiment with what Peter Jackson could do to recordings of these December shows? And since there are soundboard recordings from earlier shows, you could ask AI to analyze the quality of something like the bass, something like the drums, something like the specific guitar. Take a look at which specific guitar was used, analyze it, how it sounds closer, and then feed that information to the performance of one of those shows. I mean, it may be fishy, but Beatles fans have been accepting AI in their releases. The Get Back series is using a lot of artificial intelligence, and it would have been a wonderful experiment to see how could we improve the quality of such a fascinating moment in time from the Beatles and make it of good sound quality without messing with their performance. You just take the performance from those live recordings and try to get a sound as full and close and clean as possible with AI. I put my money on that because I want some good Beatles live recordings, and I want them from 65, 66, and a Rubber Soul 60th anniversary would be a beautiful, beautiful moment to do that. So, I'm curious. I've got one thing to add. While preparing this video, I've been listening to this original UK pressing, and I thought you could do something else to add here, because I love this record, but there are 7 songs on each side. And what I noticed on side 1, starting with Think for Yourself, the sound gets a little bit more fuzzy. A lot of songs there, the inner grooves just have not bad sound, but not as clear as one might hope. Same with the second side. In My Life, Wait, If I Needed Someone, Run for Your Life, the sound quality slowly deteriorates because inner grooves, less space there. Why don't you do a specific box or just a standalone release to celebrate the 60th anniversary? Give us a 45 RPM mono cut. So just 2 discs, 45 RPM, and get these songs out in the most stunning quality possible. I would love that. And for me, that would be the biggest way to celebrate this record. To listen to it as close to the master as possible. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.